Hello YouTube! I would like to show you some of the things I got for nothing. Like, I got some amazing deals and stuff. And I don't know, this is once a year of a thing, but yeah, I would just like to show you, some things I got. This whole box of stuff I got for free. And then some other stuff I'll show you later. But inside of this box I have everything that's brand new. It was actually from a TV store. They were not really a TV store, but a repair store for TVs. They were getting rid of boxes of new things. As you could see, the leads aren't cut, and yeah, that shows all these capacitors and such. Like this one, this really nice one. It has like two things here, and yeah, right there it says 15 volts, and then this other part will take 75 at, I think that's 1,000 microfarads, and at 15 volts on the second part, because this is grounds, and then there are two parts, like part 1 and part 2. And they're rated for different voltages with different capacitances. So found this one. It's a really nice one. It looks a little newer than everything else, but it's a 2,500 microfarad. I think it's like 16 volts or something like that. And I have one of these air capacitors, which is pretty interesting, which works very nicely. I also have quite a few of these transformers that are wrapped with this paper. I don't like it though. It's wrapped with this horrible like wax paper. But that's the way it was made many years ago, and yeah, interesting. Potentiometer here. I just realized that. Okay. And then this larger transformer. Like I said, there are quite a few transformers in here. This massive relay. Lots of things in here look very industrialized. Like this. I mean, what the hell would you use this for? This is just wicked. The amount of amperage I could go through this. Here's the ballast here, the capacitor, and then here's the ballast right there. It's like some of it is worn, but yeah, all new stuff. This is not like it's been a package. It's just, this is the way it was when this was all bought. They just bought it like this. And then here it is, this massive switch. Here, it doesn't say anywhere, how many amps it's rated for, but it makes a click. I mean, my hands are pretty big, so yeah. This makes a huge clunking noise. It's actually pretty loud. I really like it. I don't know what I could use this for though. It's crazy. There's this thing which is brand new in the box, Simpson DC microamp meter. See, DC microamps. And then the two terminals with some screws. Brand new with, with the instructions and, the little brochure thing. And yeah, I mean, I don't know why they would get rid of something like this. Just dump it like this. I know, my uncle has 2 more boxes somewhere. Yeah, I got this from my uncle. He found it in the basement. A lot of switches, like these are all different kinds. Like there's this switch that has a ton of pins on it. Right there, as you can see on this side. Yeah, lots of, big switches. Some are little tiny micro switches in here. Some 450 volt capacitors. These are 80 capacitors, microfarads or so. And then in here somewhere I have a 20,000 volt capacitor, which is pretty dang cool, you know. I don't know where it is at this point, but yeah, there's this some audio stuff. You know, I'm like blown away. There are also some MOSFETs in here somewhere. I think it's in the bottom. Here's a pretty big bridge rectifier. Let me just get that in shot. But yeah, that's pretty nice. You know, it's all metal here. You know, so it must get pretty hot. It only says 7444. If you want to like search that, go for it and find out, you know, what this is before I do. You know, what it's rated for. And here's a huge one like this. It's pretty crazy. Compare, yeah. This one's actually bigger. You know, I'm just noticing things because I only got this an hour ago and I wasn't really looking through this stuff too much. So everything's new to me here. Here are some MOSFETs. Let's see. Like, there's this huge one right here. You know. And then here's a regular-ish one. And there's one right there. But lots of little MOSFETs in here, which is awesome. Because I've been needing some, and I've burnt out a few, but I don't want to burn those out. They're like really, really pretty, you know. So pretty little things. See something I haven't shown you yet. YouTubers. The tubers. Ah, here's my 20,000 volts capacitor. There we go. It's DC though, so look at that. Boom. That's something. I don't know how to read that. MMF. I don't know. I only know nano and pico. I don't know what MMF is. I don't know. It's probably some old terminology that they used a while ago, but if anybody knows, leave it in the comments. You know, I'm always reading the comments to see what's there. So that's basically it. There's this thing that's made by Central Lab in Milwaukee, which is interesting. This is a switch that has all these pins. I've seen these in teardowns of oscilloscopes, and they have these types of things for different settings. I can't turn it. I don't know if it's jammed or something. Yeah, I was just looking at it for a second. And yeah, I don't know. It came in the box. It came with the little, you know, knob. Yeah. And with the paper and stuff. So all this wasn't touched, which I'm shocked, you know. Why wouldn't somebody look at this first? They just trashed it. Just like that. I'm just trying to put this back into the box. I'm like failing at doing this. Here's another bridge rectifier. Like there. Okay, comparing it. I just always want to compare this so you know, you have an idea. Here are some nice resistors. This is the size of my thumb. And this huge one that's like that big or so. Yeah, it's a nice resistor. Quite a few things that are like, you know, bigger stuff for a higher voltage, and then there's the high amperage switches and stuff. You know, really neat. And this little thing is something. But basically that's what's in here. There's a ton more stuff, but that'll just take forever to show. And then let me just move this really badly. Yes, over here. Okay, reposition. Alright. And then I have these 3 motors. I got them for $5 plus a CB radio. It's not supposed to be CB, it's supposed to be like for taxis and stuff. And also got some tubes. He just gave me a handful. I got all that for $5 from a guy. Really nice. a person. And let's turn them on. I'm running all these at 12 volts. These are normally 24 volt motors. And these things are so efficient, they're like blowing my mind. Because I have that fan over there, right? And that fan takes 0.25, and each of these takes 0.17 amps, which I am surprised. And when you put a load across these, you will get about 3 amps of drawing, you know, like with it turning very slowly. But I don't know what it's going to be like at 24 volts. Because yeah, I was only running at 12. I ran it with 24 volts with that battery over there, you know, right by the power supply, and I hooked it up to that power supply. That's just a project right there, and then that battery right there. Okay, so that's these 3 neat little motors, you know, industrial motors. I'll just turn those off. Alright, let me just zoom out and just show off my little radio. It's still in the bag. I haven't, you know, connected it to 12 volts yet, but in the video I probably will. Here's the radio. It has the little neato walkie-talkie thingy. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, so that's pretty neat. And then some tubes. I hope these things can break, because my dad wasn't too gentle with these, but I was trying to be as careful as possible. So here we go. Yeah. I got 5 tubes here. Alright. Let me just move these motors a bit. Let me just zoom in here. I just need to have these not roll. Okay. Zoom in. This thing zooms so slowly, it's like annoying. Okay. Alright. So, I got all these different types of tubes, you know. They all look different inside. These two look very similar. It's a really nice sharp one. The top has a connector, and then a bunch of pins at the bottom. I don't really like tubes, because, you know, you have to get, like, electricity for heating coils inside, and all that stuff, and it just doesn't seem efficient enough for me, you know. All these look pretty similar. The man told me that these are from TVs, you know, old TVs. They just ripped them out and threw them in a box. There's a huge box of these, quite a few of these. So this is the largest right here. It's pretty, you know. They put this little shiny thingy. But yeah, that would be it for the things I got. This is everything, which I'm quite fortunate for. I mean, this is gonna only happen, you know, once in a pretty long time. I don't have an antenna for this radio thing, but, you know, I have a good understanding this will probably be like 12 volts because it's in a car. So, this thing goes boom from 12 volts. Let's find out if it will go boom from 12 volts. 'Cause it shouldn't, you know. You can't see it, but I'm just clipping the wires here. Haven't tested it, so, yeah. Alright, just make sure the volume's down so it doesn't blow us up here. Okay. Let me lower this. I just hate this stand, it's so annoying. Alright. Ah, there we go. Check that out. That is neat, it works. And then it's like a clicking knob. See? So every time I turn it, it'll change. Go down. It only goes up to 6 for some reason. Change the volume here. And then if you turn it all the way down, it shuts it off. And then let's see what happens. Let's see if it makes that famous little... Okay. Doesn't make that little cool sound when you press it, but whatever. Ah, but this little red light turns on. I'd love to hook it up to an antenna and see, you know, what I could hear. But yeah, this neat little thing. It has a huge heatsink on the back, though. You can see it's this whole case. Oh my god, do I really need to do this? Okay. Okay, so there's a huge heatsink, and most of it is pretty much. Let me just turn this off. Most of this is pretty much heatsink. You can see it's pretty thin. It's like here, and the rest here is all heatsink. So I would think this thing gets quite warm if they need something of this size, you know, on this. So yeah, this is one of the first radios, you know, from a car. It's like for truck companies and stuff if they need to contact somebody on like 6 or something, because it only goes up to 6, so it must be, you know, not a CB radio where you could go through a lot of channels. It's just, you know, if your company is number 6 on this it's a MVA with a little slash through it, /con. Yeah, it's either an M or an N. It's an M because it's like, it's strange looking, but interesting little things. All this stuff was only like $5. I also got a screwdriver, just like, who cares. Yeah, this is my whole group of stuff that I got for nothing just today, this weekend. I am like ecstatic about all this cool stuff. But yeah, thank you for watching. See you maybe next week when I make another video. It might be a video about my lab or either my Rigol oscilloscope. But yeah, thank you for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe, do whatever. Alright, goodbye.